Reporting for the Intermountain Christian News, I'm Dr. Anthony Harper here at the White House. A big issue here in the press meeting with Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, she brought up the criticism of previous President Trump regarding his statements. She accused, in this administration, accusing previous President Trump of anti-Semitic behavior, anti-Semitic comments. But the real issue that needed to be brought up here is the hypocrisy. And actually, the Biden administration is funding anti-Semitic policies. I mean, he's funding the Anti-Semitic UN agency, UNRWA, and the Anti-Semitic agency, Palestinian Authority. Of course, conversations with Iran, and not condemning the desecration of the Jewish cemetery in Vilnius, Lithuania, or BDS. So all these are serious issues regarding hypocrisy of the Biden administration, not condemning the funding of the anti-Semitic agencies in these policies. So that's one big issue, along with the comment by the press secretary that the president of Israel, President Herzog, would be here next week for a meeting with Biden. So this is in addition to the concerns of over 50 Congress people that are demanding a cognitive test of Biden. Previously, President Trump, Prior President Trump, he submitted to a cognitive test. The medical doctor, also a member of Congress, Ronnie Jackson, is called for this, and along with these other many other Congress people, for demanding this cognitive test of Biden, but he is refusing that. The White House is not really speaking to this issue. There's serious concerns about the cognitive decline of Biden. And I have a doctorate degree in psychology. I have noticed Parkinson's symptoms in Biden, but this is not being addressed. There is a dementia part of Parkinson's that you could easily see, read about the symptoms of Parkinson's on the Mayo Clinic website. So once again, to recap about the serious issues of hypocrisy here of the White House criticizing prior President Trump for his statements accusing him of being anti-Semitic, when this administration is clearly funding anti-Semitic policies.
I wanted to start by asking, is the president aware of the comments that Donald Trump made yesterday about American Jews, basically saying that they're ungrateful and they better get their act together, appreciate what they have before it's too late? Given that the White House weighed in pretty forcefully last week to the racist comments by the Los Angeles City Council members, would the White House denounce these anti-Semitic comments by the former president as well?
So Donald Trump's comments were anti-Semitic, as you all know, and insulting, both to Jews and to our Israeli allies. But let's be clear, for years now, Donald Trump has aligned with extremist and anti-Semitic figures. And it should be called out, to your point, Darlene, just like we called out our Democratic friends and colleagues last week, and we will condemn and call this out as well. So we need to root out anti-Semitism everywhere. It rears its ugly head. We need to call this out. With respect to Israel, our relationship is ironclad, and it's rooted in shared values and interests. Donald Trump clearly doesn't understand that either.
This is an example of clear, blatant hypocrisy on the part of Biden and his administration to say the most anti-Semitic comments ever about dividing Israel. You know, there's a warning about dividing Israel of God's anger towards people that scatter his people and divide up his land. And that's in the prophet Joel chapter 3, verse 2. You can read that. It specifically says, "For God enters into judgment in the valley of Jehoshaphat, the nations that scatter his people and divide up his land." And this is along with another warning and a curse upon those that curse Israel. And Biden supporting this two-state delusion, dividing Israel, is a form of cursing Israel. So you can check out Genesis 12:3, that talks about blessings for those that bless, referring to Israel, and curses for those that curse Israel. very serious implications for Biden as well as for America.
We read news every day. News that's informative, but rarely encouraging. The Intermountain Christian newspaper aims to change that. They present the news you need to know, from what's going on in your community to your world, with encouraging words, motivation, and the resources you need to make positive changes in your life. What is your local government doing that you need to know about? What's happening in your community you need to be a part of? Whether it's a story from your neighborhood, a national story, or an encouraging word, you'll find biblical issues of everyday life in the Intermountain Christian newspaper. Intermountain Christian News is produced and supported by the work and donations of individuals and churches. You'll find it at churches, Christian bookstores, by subscription, and online at imcnews.org. To find out more about supporting this local resource, go online at imcnews.org or call Intermountain Christian News in Boise, Idaho at 208-703-8688. The Intermountain Christian News, a voice sharing the truth on matters dear to people's hearts.